Have you ever felt that pull toward some big adventure, maybe a promise of treasure, but then you start wondering, maybe the real thing, the real riches, were back home all along?
That feeling. It's so universal, isn't it?
Exactly. And today we're diving into a story that really gets into that feeling. We're unpacking Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Which is just massive, a global phenomenon.
Totally. It's more than just a book people read. It feels like a journey they take. And it's hit home for millions, I think, for some very deep reasons.
Definitely. And for this deep dive, we're looking at a couple of key sources. We've got the big picture from the Wikipedia entry on the novel itself.
Right, the factual stuff.
Yeah, the bedrock. And then there's a really insightful analysis of the ending from short-form books, which helps kind of unlock the deeper meaning.
Okay, good combo.
Together, they give us a pretty full view, the book, its themes, and that message that just seems to stick with people.
So our mission today. Let's follow Santiago on his quest, dig into the wisdom he picks up along the way, and maybe unpack that surprising twist at the end that makes it so memorable.
And hopefully explore what pursuing your own personal legend might mean for, for you listening.
Perfect. Okay, let's start at the beginning. We're in Andalusia, Spain, sunshine, fields.
Right, and there's Santiago, just a regular shepherd kid. His life's pretty quiet, predictable.
Until the dream starts. A recurring dream.
Yes, and always the same details. He's in this specific ruined church, dreaming about treasure.
But not just any treasure. Treasure at the Egyptian pyramids, thousands of miles away.
It's that classic call to adventure, isn't it? Just landing right in his lap, or his dreams.
So what does he do? He's probably a bit confused, right?
Well, yeah. He seeks out a gypsy fortune teller, maybe looking for some clarity.
And she tells him it's not just a weird dream.
Exactly. She interprets it as destiny, a prophecy even. And this is where Coelho introduces this core idea of the personal legend.
Which is basically your true path.
Yeah.
Your purpose.
That's a good way to put it. The unique journey you're meant to follow.
Okay, so the dream gets validated. Then what?
Then comes this really pivotal meeting. He bumps into Melchizedek, this mysterious old man who calls himself the King of Salem.
Sounds intriguing.
Very. And he basically tells Santiago, look, you need to follow this dream, sell your sheep.
Sell his sheep. That's everything he has. His job, his security.
His entire livelihood, yeah. His comfort zone. Melchizedek pushes him to take this enormous leap of faith.
Wow. Just giving it all up for a dream and some advice from a stranger. How do you even make that call?
It's a huge act of courage, right? And Coelho seems to be saying that step one towards your personal legend often means shedding what's familiar, what feels safe.
Okay, but the path isn't easy, I'm guessing.
Oh, definitely not. Almost as soon as he gets to Africa, Tangier, he gets robbed. Loses everything he made from selling the flock.
Ouch. So much for a smooth start.
Not just a setback, it's like a real test. Right out of the gate, he's forced to find work, ends up working for a crystal merchant.
So is that just a delay? A detour?
Well, yes and no. It seems like a detour, but it's actually where he learns some crucial things. Patience, for one. Resourcefulness.
Ah, okay. It's the skills he needs later.
Exactly. It shows that sometimes these seemingly mundane periods, the practical work, they're actually building the resilience you need for the bigger journey. It's all part of the path.
Right, makes sense. So he earns enough money eventually and keeps going.
He does. And as he travels, his journey becomes this series of important encounters. He meets an Englishman.
Ah, yes, the guy looking for the alchemist.
That's the one. Also on his own quest, but a different kind. He wants to learn how to turn lead into gold.
It's interesting how their paths cross.
Hmm.
Both seeking transformation, just different kinds.
Yeah, it highlights how these quests for meaning can take so many forms. These encounters are really key to Santiago's development.
And then there's the oasis.
Right. And there, amidst all this searching for treasure and destiny, he finds something completely different, something unexpected.
Love. He meets Fatima.
Exactly, an Arabian girl. And this adds this whole new, incredibly powerful dimension to his quest. It complicates things, in a way.
He even asks her to marry him, doesn't he?
He does, but she's wise. She tells him basically, go finish your journey first, I'll be here.
That must have been tough to hear. Frustrating.
Oh, for sure. He struggles with it. But it leads him to this really profound realization about love and destiny. That true love doesn't hold you back from your personal legend. And you don't have to sacrifice your destiny for love either, because if you did,
it wouldn't be the real thing anymore. It would lose its truth.
Precisely. Sacrificing your core purpose would actually diminish the love itself. It's about finding that balance, a really crucial theme.
Wow. Okay, that's deep.
It really is, and it's right around this time after grasping this that he finally meets the alchemist, the actual alchemist the Englishman was looking for.
The mentor figure arrives.
Yes, and he teaches Santiago how to connect with his true self, his inner wisdom, and how to understand the soul of the world.
Okay, soul of the world. That sounds big. What does Coelho mean by that?
It's this idea of a universal spirit, like a cosmic consciousness that connects everything. People, nature, objects, the whole universe. It speaks its own language.
Right, the language without words he learns back.
Exactly. And connecting with it is key to realizing your personal legend.
So the journey gets even more intense now with the alchemist.
Oh, yeah. Way more intense. They have to travel through dangerous territory right through the middle of tribal wars.
And isn't there that incredible moment where Santiago has to become the wind?
Yeah.
Or a dust storm?
Yes, it's extraordinary. They get captured, and the alchemist basically tells the tribal chief that Santiago is so powerful he can destroy their camp by turning himself into the wind.
And Santiago has no idea how to do this.
None at all. He has to pray, connect deeply with the desert, the wind, the sun, with the soul of the world itself.
And he does it. He becomes a sandstorm.
He does. He taps into that universal connection and manifests this incredible power. It's this breathtaking moment of him truly understanding and using his connection to everything. It shows he's really learned the alchemist's lessons.
Okay, so let's pull back a bit. We've got this epic adventure, these incredible events. But what are the core messages here? Obviously, finding your destiny, the personal legend, is huge.
Paramount, yeah. And tied into that is this central idea, maybe the most famous line from the book. When you really want something to happen, the whole universe will conspire so that your wish comes true.
That's such a powerful, hopeful statement.
It really is. It forms the heart of the book's philosophy, and I think that's a big part of why it resonates so much. It gives people a sense of agency and maybe faith in their own dreams.
It's interesting. The New York Times once called it more self-help than literature. Why do you think they said that? Does that feel accurate?
Well, it's an interesting take. I think it comes down to the structure and the message. The story itself follows a very old pattern.
Oh, what kind of pattern?
It's a recognized folktale type. Scholars classify it as type 1645, the treasure at home.
The treasure at home. That sounds familiar, actually.
Exactly. Versions of the story go way back. There's one from the Persian poet Rumi in the 13th century. Another variation is in 1001 Nights.
So it taps into something really ancient and universal.
Precisely. It's less about complex literary invention and more about restating this timeless wisdom about journeys and self-discovery in a really accessible way. So yeah, you can see why some might frame it as self-help. It feels like a guide.
And wasn't there something about how quickly Coelho wrote it?
Yeah, get this. Apparently, he wrote the whole thing in just 2 weeks.
2 weeks? How is that even possible?
His explanation was that the story was, quote, already written in his soul.
Wow. Like it just had to come out.
Yeah, which speaks to that feeling of tapping into something deeper, something authentic, doesn't it? It wasn't just crafted, it was channeled almost.
Okay, so let's get to the end of Santiago's physical journey. He finally makes it. The Egyptian pyramids. After all this time, all these trials.
Yes, imagine that moment. He gets there, sees these ancient, majestic structures he's dreamed of for so long.
He must be overwhelmed.
Totally. The book says he drops to his knees and weeps. Just overcome. Then he sees a sign, or what he interprets as a sign.
A scarab beetle.
Exactly. Which he knows is a sacred symbol for Egyptians' renewal, rebirth. So he thinks, this is it. The treasure must be here. And he starts digging. Right there at the base of the pyramids.
And he finds
nothing. Absolutely no. Just sand.
Oh, no. After everything.
Just crushing disappointment. And then, to make matters worse, some thieves show up. Refugees from the tribal wars.
And they rob him. Again.
Yeah, they beat him up and rob him. They see him digging and assume he's found gold. But when they find nothing on him, they get angry.
So what happens? Does he just give up?
He's totally defeated. He tells them, look, I have nothing. I was just digging because I had this stupid dream about treasure here.
He tells the robbers about his dream.
Yeah, out of sheer frustration and despair. And this is the turning point. This is where it gets really incredible.
What do they say?
One of the thieves scoffs at him, laughs, and then says something like, you idiot. You crossed a desert because of a dream. I had a dream too, years ago.
Okay.
The thief says, I dreamed about a treasure buried in Spain, underneath a sycamore tree growing inside a ruined church, where a shepherd and his sheep sometimes sleep.
Wait, The same church?
The exact same church where Santiago had his original dreams, the place he started from.
No way. So the treasure was
back home, all along, right where he started.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Isn't it? That's the aha moment, the ultimate twist. The journey across the world led him right back to the beginning, but with the knowledge he needed to find the treasure.
So the journey itself was the key. It wasn't just about finding the gold.
Absolutely. The journey transformed him, taught him the language of the world, connected him to his personal legend, gave him the wisdom, the love, the experiences, and ultimately, the final piece of information he needed. It shows that sometimes you have to go far away to realize what's truly valuable right where you are.
So he goes back to Andalusia.
He does. He heads back, finds the ruined church, digs under the sycamore tree.
And it's there.
It's there, a chest full of gold coins and precious gems, his treasure.
Wow. And then, does he just stay there?
No, the final step is he now has the treasure and the wisdom, and he knows where his heart lies. So he sets off again, this time to return to Fatima at the oasis.
With his treasure and his true self.
Exactly. The journey didn't just lead him to gold, it led him back to love, fully realized.
That ending really ties everything together, this idea that the journey is everything.
And it powerfully illustrates that other big theme we touched on. Everything is one. United by that soul of the world, that universal language of love, Santiago had to experience the world to understand his place within it and to see how it was all connected.
So this concept of oneness, how does that play out beyond the story? Is it just a nice philosophical idea?
Well, it's actually a pretty deep concept with roots in many traditions. Think about, say, the Vedantic tradition in India. A core idea there is Advaita Vedanta, non-duality. The belief that the sense of separation we usually feel, me versus you, us versus the world, is ultimately an illusion. At the fundamental level, it's all one consciousness.
That's a big thought.
It is. And interestingly, you find echoes of this, maybe unexpectedly, in modern science too. Think about quantum physics.
How so?
Well, the idea entanglement, for instance. Particles that are linked no matter how far apart, behaving as one system, it challenges our everyday notion of separate, distinct objects. It suggests, at a quantum level, deep interconnectedness. Everything is fundamentally energy.
Huh. So ancient wisdom and modern physics sort of nodding at each other.
In a way, yeah. And psychologists have even looked at this. They find that people who strongly believe in this idea of oneness, this interconnectedness,
What about them?
they tend to report feeling more compassion, more inclusion towards other people, animals, nature, a stronger sense of connection, which often translates into a greater overall feeling of love and well-being.
So embracing that idea can actually change how you relate to the world.
It seems so. It fosters a different kind of awareness.
You know, it's fascinating how much Santiago's journey seems to echo Coelho's own life.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a direct parallel. Coelho often talks about his pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago in Spain back in 1986.
Right before he wrote The Alchemist, wasn't it?
Exactly. He dreamed of doing it for a long time. But he said in an interview, when he was nearing the end, he didn't feel triumphant. He felt sad, unexpectedly sad.
Why sad?
Because he realized it wasn't really an ending. That physical journey was actually the start of a deeper spiritual journey. It was the catalyst that led him to embrace his own personal legend, which for him was becoming a writer.
So Santiago's journey from Spain to Egypt and back, it's almost like a metaphor for Coelho's own journey from wanting to be a writer to actually being one after his pilgrimage.
It really feels that way. The book feels deeply personal, like he poured his own realization into Santiago's story.
And the impact of the book itself is just huge, isn't it? It hasn't just stayed a book.
Not at all. It's spread into so many forms. There are comic book adaptations, a graphic novel.
I think I saw that graphic novel. It looked quite beautiful.
Yeah. There was even a symphony composed, and Coelho actually wrote new text specifically for the CD booklet that went with it.
A symphony, wow.
And stage plays, theatrical adaptations all over the world. An indie rock song was inspired by it. An Indian film in the Malayalam language drew inspiration from it.
It just keeps finding new ways to be told.
It really does. And it's still going. There's a manga adaptation apparently coming out later this year, November 2024.
Manga. Okay, that's cool.
And Hollywood keeps circling back too. Legendary Entertainment and TriStar Pictures are developing a film adaptation. Jack Thorne, who's a fantastic writer, is attached to the script.
A film would be huge. It's kind of amazing how this one story, born so quickly from Coelho's soul, just continues to resonate and find new life across different cultures and media decades later.
It really speaks to the power of that core message, doesn't it? That universal appeal.
So we've journeyed with Santiago, haven't we? From that ruined church, across the desert, to the pyramids, and then all the way back again.
And we discovered with him that the treasure he was searching for was, in a sense, always within reach. But he needed the journey to see it.
Right. The value wasn't just the chest of gold, was it?
Not at all. It was the experiences, the lessons learned, meeting Fatima, understanding the soul of the world, realizing that everything is one.
The path to destiny, it seems, often involves this grand adventure outwards.
Only to reveal that the destination was kind of a mirror of the starting point. But you're seeing it with completely new eyes, a transformed heart.
So as you listening reflect on Santiago's incredible journey, maybe here's something to think about. What treasure at home, maybe a talent, a relationship, a truth about yourself, might you be overlooking while you're busy chasing those distant pyramids?
That's a great question. How might your own personal legend be unfolding right now in ways you maybe don't even recognize yet? Perhaps waiting for you to gain the clarity that sometimes only a journey, whether literal or metaphorical, can really provide.